Come on, these people are waiting on us. What's wrong with you? Okay, let's do our intro. He's sorry, guys. Hi, guys.
What's happening? What's
Y'all,
happening, folks?
y'all know it wasn't me.
We
But
outside with it. We
now,
here.
introduce yourself and be quiet. I'm
You do
Nirvana,
it first. And I am the dynamicist.
and we're
And we're unlatched.
psychotic. Oh, sorry. Okay. Um, am I sharing the screen? No, I'm not sharing the screen yet. Am I? No. It says stop
Ooh.
sharing.
Ooh, what's going on with that nigga? Go check on your husband for a second.
Damn, this mic is picking up all that, and I'm sitting here yelling, talking about some. Can you hear me? And am I clear? He's in a
I
whole nother
might work.
time. That shit working, huh? But am I
Yeah.
am I am I too loud, Jason? Hello, Jason. What's wrong with this thing? I don't like this layout. It's too late. Let me see. Let me stop sharing. That didn't do nothing. The
Nothing,
layout
no.
is still here. Okay, hi guys. Tia,
What
Tokyo.
Tokyo?
Wait, first of all, your microphone is something wrong with it. It's going in and out. It's too loud. You're talking over me. I'm in charge. Turn it down.
No, is it too loud for real?
I don't know. It may not be. I might have mine up loud, my headphones. You know I'm new to this equipment. Now come on now. We got 3 people in here so far, but we don't know who they are. You think they're in the bushes?
We know Tia.
No, Tia's on her stream right now on Twitch.
Oh,
She's
she's
checking
playing the
in and
game.
out. She could be in here, just have us sitting on her device.
That could be the case.
You know how people do
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. You know, and especially when you consider, you know.
What? When we consider what?
Yeah, I kind of changed what I was going to say mid-drift.
Okay,
Nevertheless.
we're
Man,
not gonna be here all
look.
night.
Okay, nigga, so let's get it cracking, man. Look, it has been a beautiful day. How's your day been out there? See, this the shit I be talking about.
Cause you start with the bullshit, the small talk. Ain't nobody got time for that shit. Now this is a song. It's called "Proud of Me" by somebody. I forgot her name. Oh, we got 13 people in here. What y'all doing?
What's good,
Enjoy
everybody?
this
Thank you
song.
for sliding. We appreciate it.
Is it too loud?
Shut up, nigga. Huh.
Hit the like button.
Mm. Come on, baby. Speak.
Every tear that I cried made me stronger. We got that ugly face going. I'm feeling fine, vibing out to my song. I was searching for love, but it was in me. Ooh, that's nasty. I'm no stress, I'm living free. Dancing in my mirror, just me and the beat. Took a broken heart, turned it into peace. Now the love I was given, I give back to me. I'm proud of me, the way I shine, the way I heal. Proud of me, the way I know it's fake for real. I'm proud of me, I made it through the storm alone. Proud of me, yeah, I finally found my home. This glowing from nobody else. I found the beauty in loving myself. It's my season, I'm walking in. It's my season. Fuck y'all. Come on. I'm proud of me, the way I shine, the way I feel. Proud of me, the way I know it's fake for real. I'm
Oh,
proud
this
of me,
tough right here.
I made it through the storm. You like that?
I like
Proud of
this.
me, yeah, I finally found my home. Proud of me, proud of me.
Tia, you did good, girl. You did good,
I'm
girl.
proud of me.
Mm.
Now she didn't say she was
Listen.
proud of you. She said she's
Who?
proud of her, me.
And
See?
I'm glad she's proud of herself. I'm proud of myself too.
Oh
So I
God,
can relate to that song.
Jesus.
Because I do that. You know, just today I was standing in the mirror and I said, nigga, I'm proud of you.
And that what you said?
Yeah, I had no clothes on too. I was just
Oh
standing there.
God, I know that's a lie.
Oh, you a lie?
You
Yeah, I
said
know.
I got to work on that. That's what you
No,
said.
I said, ooh. I
Uh-uh.
said, who is this nigga right here?
Oh God.
Hey, listen, y'all. Countdown is happening.
Wait, stop yelling.
I told y'all before, I'm not bullshitting. The moment my shit gets right, I'm on this motherfucker butt ass naked.
And
And
you gonna
I'm
get
I'm
flagged.
gonna be I don't give a fuck. They're not gonna see my dick. But
Hey
what they
y'all,
will
hit the
see,
like button. What y'all doing? 28 people
what
in
they
here. There ain't nobody
what they
saying
will
nothing.
see, they're gonna see my shoulders, they're gonna see my neck, my back, they gonna see it all.
Oh
You know why?
God.
I'm proud
No,
of me. At the end of the day, I know what work went into this
you
this magnificent picture.
you proud of you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
you gotta own
magnificent.
it. Hell yeah. Shit, you
Okay.
know how hard I be hitting that gym?
Mm.
Oh. Hey, tell
Oh,
them about what I be
my
doing in
watch
the gym.
don't know.
No, tell them about it. Just look at your watch. Tell them about
No,
what
no,
we
no.
doing in the
We have
gym.
to get started on our story. Hey, you guys, thank you for coming. Listen, this is the Unlatched Podcast, and we don't have a lot of direction, as you could tell. We've been here 6 minutes and ain't shit happened yet, but live.
ADHD. That's what
Okay, now
happens.
I have
ADHD.
something I want to talk about tonight.
Per usual.
I
Let's
want to
go.
talk about. I want to talk about
Get it out,
alienation.
motherfucker.
Nigga, rush me again and let me say the shit I got to say. I'm trying to put the shit in words.
Yeah. Hey,
Now,
what you say?
I want to talk about alienation of affection. Do you know what that is?
Ooh, motherfucker. Let's go. Ooh, let's talk.
It's a nigga. Shut up. It is a law.
Let's talk about it. I
It is
love it.
you like it? Okay, you love it. Okay,
I
listen.
do. I do.
This is the name of a law, and it is recently surfaced here on the internet. Actually, Fantasia Moreno was sued years ago because she was with a married man or a man that was separated or whatever. And the wife sued her. Okay? Are you listening?
Oh,
Okay, now
I'm listening.
it's neither here nor there. Now listen, this is the thing. She ended up losing that the
The
wife
wife did it.
lost that lawsuit because the judge says that it was enough evidence that that relationship had been was already they were already separated. Okay, now, but fast forward to today, there is a TikToker or social media person. I followed her before all this drama years ago, but I used to follow her for her nails. She was known for her nails, okay, but she would do makeup and get ready with me videos. Her name is Brene somebody. Life of Brene
Mm-hmm.
is her channel name. But anyway,
Mm-hmm.
fast forward to her being sued by her now husband's ex-wife
Mm-mm-mm.
and losing the lawsuit. And this has not happened in a long time. This lawsuit is not very popular. And it's called alienation of affection. And then also another one is another piece of that, the damages is called something about criminal communication or something like that. But anyway, let
Mm-hmm.
me play this for you. I'm going to share this. Now we're not going I just want some quick opinion here. Oh no, shit wrong button. Yeah, this is something else. It's all over right now. It's pretty popular. And I watch a channel called um Sidebar, which is a very popular law and crime.
Oh, I got one to add to that too.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, I
Okay.
got one. It's a black woman. She
Uh-huh.
is really good. She just breaks shit down. She breaks it down effortlessly.
Do you know if she talked on this topic or we're not sure?
No, no, I don't
Okay.
know because she
Okay.
pops up in my feed, and I'll explain more about it. But yeah, let's get to this because I am really interested in this because there's a tie-in from last week actually to
Okay.
the concept that I was talking about last week. So
Mm-hmm.
I love this. I love this. Let's get it.
Okay. So listen to this, Jason. Okay. That means you got to be quiet and not do a lot of talking.
Okay, I
Heard
ain't
a
gonna say nothing.
lawsuit like this
No,
one before, where you have a
Shut up.
very popular TikTok star who is being sued by a woman who claims that she essentially stole her husband from her. And believe it or not, in the law, there is an actual specific claim or claims you can sue for. I remember studying this in law school. I hadn't thought about it since then, and it was only now when I hear about the story that I remembered it. A few states recognize it. It's called alienation of affection, and you can also sue for something called criminal conversation, which
that's
is
it.
a claim here too. It's basically adultery. You can sue when someone has sexual intercourse with your spouse, and we're going to talk about this. This is a real thing. It is a real thing in the state of North Carolina where this is happening. So, back in May of 2024, Akira Montague filed a $3.5 million
You're not looking.
lawsuit against viral TikTok star Brene Kennard. She's got over 274,000 followers on Instagram, nearly 3 million on TikTok. Talks about her life, get ready with me videos, doing product reviews, makeup lessons, and so forth.
Hey TikTok. So I have a couple things that I got from the TikTok shop that I want to show you guys. First up, this hydrating tint. If you don't want to wear foundation, this would be great for you. If you've had this before, heard this brand, let me know.
And sometimes she appears with her husband, Tim.
Hi guys.
What's up, y'all? Hello?
We on here? Hey
What's up,
guys,
y'all?
it's Renee.
It's Tim.
And now, Brene and Tim have found themselves in Akira's legal crosshairs. Akira sued for something called alienation of affection. And basically, it's alleging, you are responsible for my marriage ending. In North Carolina, which is only one of a few states that recognize this, you have to
New
prove
Mexico has
there
this
was a
the law.
real affection, real love between two people in a marriage. There was clear proof that a third party intentionally interfered with that marriage, and that the love, the marriage, the affection, it was destroyed, meaning the love was, quote, alienated. Is that easy to prove? Is it easy to prove in this kind of case? And you know why we're talking about this right now? Because the trial just happened. We actually just got a verdict on how all of this played out. Plus, Brene represented herself during this trial. And
Like
before
a
we even get
dummy.
into the trial, back in September, got to mention this, Brene was charged with cyber stalking after Akira filed a formal complaint against her, accusing the social media star of harassing her online, showing up places, a filing saying, quote, Kennard constantly mentions my name, as well as posts my name and answers questions pertaining to my personal life and pending cases. And there was also an allegation that Brene violated a restraining order that Akira took out on her. Now, Brene was released at the time on a $2,500 bond. But when we talk about bad blood, it should.
No states really have this except 5 or 6. And North Carolina being a close state to us, a lot of our clients say, well, what if I just move to North Carolina? You can't do that after the fact. But it's something we think about and talk about a lot. And we get asked the question all the time.
And my understanding, these are kind of laws that originated back in the day when it was, men still considered women property, essentially. So there's a reason you don't see this across the country. But how difficult are these claims to prove? So if you look at alienation of affection, you have to prove that there was a genuine love, affection, that there was a deliberate interference by a third party. I guess criminal conversation, you just have to prove what? That there was an affair, that there was an actual sexual intercourse going on during the course of the marriage. How difficult is this to prove, and what do you do to prove it? How do you prove it? What kind of evidence is introduced in these kinds of cases?
So there's a whole bunch of evidence, but I'm going to take a break for 1 second. We've evolved from fault divorce. You were talking about at the beginning, these laws go way back to where you had to have a reason to get a divorce. You had to prove somebody was cheating. And now in almost every state, you can get a divorce because I want a divorce. So it makes it hard to reconcile I want a divorce with pointing the finger at somebody else. So that's just to get to your first point. But as far as how hard is it to prove these cases, it's hard. You mentioned two, right? There's the alienation of affections and the criminal conversation. As I understand criminal conversation, it's what we call a strict liability case. Like if you prove that it happened, there's liability, even if the person cheating with the spouse didn't know the spouse was married. So that's an interesting one in and of itself. The other one, the bigger one, the one that they're really traveling under, the alienation of affections, is my husband left me because she made him leave me. And it's hard because most people say your husband left you because he didn't like you, or your husband went with somebody else because the relationship wasn't there. It's very hard to blame somebody else as if your spouse was not a willing participant, right? But that's what they have to do. They have to prove that the other person knew there was a marriage, that the marriage still had some viability. There's still a chance the marriage can last. It doesn't have to be a perfect marriage, but some romance, and that it caused the divorce.
And that is a key factor in this case that I want to get into, because there's a difference of opinion when you hear what came out in trial. So first of all, how did all this come about? Well, Akira alleges in the complaint that Brene and Tim started making these social media videos, this content together, while he was still married to Akira, like cooking videos, and that Akira didn't know about any of this or didn't sign off on any of this, even going so far as to allege that Brene would post pictures of Tim and the children he had with Akira, and she claims they were having an affair, that Brene was flaunting this online, that she herself found out about this alleged affair from a video of the two of them together in January of 2024. But when you go to the trial, okay, there are different versions here of the relationship, the marriage, which becomes very important from a legal point of view. And by the way, a little preview of the trial, we would learn during the trial that Brene and Tim, they apparently dated in high school, that Brene's ex-husband testified that he found out the two were trying to get back together in December of 2023, even heard them being intimate in his house in January of 2024. And the complaint also claims that Akira and Brene at one point were friends, that Brene allegedly used information that she learned from Akira about Tim, about their marriage, that she used that to seduce Tim. Now, before I get into all of that, okay, Randy, first of all, $3.5 million that she's suing for in compensatory and punitive damages. And again, we'll talk about the trial and everything that happened there, but $3.5 million in compensatory and punitive damages. Your thoughts on that number, and how do you prove, right? It was her personality, the way that she spoke, that got a lot of this weird living situation where they were forced to marry in order for them to stay at Tim's parents' place. He tested.
Okay, so that's ultimately like there's more to it, but we're not gonna be here all night.
Yeah.
Looking at. So
I am really interested in that story, though. So I did look that up.
Turn your mic down a little bit. It's loud.
Listen, my mic is not. It's the same. I didn't do anything different. Okay,
turn mine down.
We did this shit since I started. Come on now. All right.
Okay.
So look, I looked that up, and in Nevada it's not a law, right? They got rid of that back in the 40s. But interesting enough, though, when I was looking at the different states that have this type of law, and then what's the frequency of it that it actually gets pushed through court, and and it's a low percentage of people that actually win. But you know what was really fascinating about this whole concept is that it kind of puts a spin on the notion that on the ability to point fingers at someone else for whatever it is that you experience, right? And it's a lack of ownership. And that's not to say that just because a person is divorced, okay, you're at fault. It's really not even about that. But if a motherfucker wants to go, they're gonna go, right? And at the end of the day, I don't get the whole notion of somebody else could actually have affected what it is that you have. Now, I will say though, I do think people that are in your circle plays a role, because when I heard her mention, the guy mentioned that she told her friend shit about him, and then she alleges that she then uses those same things to seduce him. I was like, whoa, that's wild. That's wild. That's
common,
wild.
Ain't it?
Yeah, I would think it is. But here's what trips me out too is, so I think so as a guy, Some things I don't want a female to talk about, but there are a few things that I do want her to talk about. I do want her to feel. I do want her to feel comfortable sharing said information. But but I guess that just pokes a hole in that whole theory because it's like, yeah, nigga, because that could open up a whole couple other doors that you really
Yeah,
don't need
women
to
know
have
that
open.
you're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, well, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
it's not wise, but yeah. Yeah,
And
that's
why
why
isn't
they
it wise?
say that's why they say, when it comes to your marriage, you have to treat your marriage sacred. You can't, you don't let some people are like this, older women usually, but like you letting people come over your house, women, if you're a woman, you don't let women come over your house and stay the night. You don't leave the house with your woman there with your husband, or a woman there with your husband. There's certain things you don't do. Like I have a friend, he doesn't like his wife to cook for other men. Like period. Like she doesn't like it. Like if you want something to eat, nigga, okay, go get you something. But she can't cook it type shit.
Mm,
That's but it's all about, I guess. I don't know if it's like ownership, but I just, I don't know. I'm torn with this alienation thing, with it being a lawsuit, and I understand, it's a bit much, but she won. That's why they were cheering. There's videos of everybody cheering. All of that when she won. Everybody was excited because really the TikTok girl, the big heavier set lady who got sued, she she's not very she lost a lot of popularity, and she got trolled a lot once this happened,
oh, really?
because oh yeah, they were dragging her for filth all over the internet for years because of it. I mean, she kept doing what she was doing. She was stood on business. I mean, she was still doing her thing. um but yeah, she was very unpopular, and that's why everybody cheered when Homegirl won, because it was like she was a victim. It was really, that's how it was portrayed, and I guess the judge thought the same. She was able to prove it. Like
Yeah.
it's just wild. And then I think the fact that she was on social media didn't help her claim. I think it made it worse.
Oh, yeah,
Because
absolutely.
it's like you're throwing it in people's face, even if you don't mean to, just by having him on there. It's like
Hmm.
they can claim you're throwing it in their face. And but anyway, I find it very interesting. It is a law here in New Mexico as well, but I wonder, to me, if it sounds so exhausting, mentally, emotionally, and I think about, okay, if my husband cheated on me, let's say, and I felt like I would have to totally feel like the woman was the reason for my
Right.
divorce. That means I have to
Hmm.
be able to prove that we were solid before she came in the picture, and her specific thing she was doing and saying, caused him to leave me. I don't like
See,
where that sounds.
I don't either. And but here's the thing. So there are a couple different positions where I think people could be guilty of that versus a friend. I don't think a friend or even a family member to some degree could have the weight, should have the weight to ultimately sway what's taking place, right? Not ultimately. Well, people do extend that ability to people that are in their circle, which is, I think, is extremely flawed. But humor me for a second. But the positions of like a pastor, a therapist, and there have been movies about this one, but the therapist position, right? Because when you're working with couples, and we've seen this happen in the past, probably still happens right now, where the therapist was working with both parties. The therapist develops an affection towards an individual that's married, So rather than ultimately working to benefit the couple, the therapist kind of plays this middle space, but not really, right? They start to lean more towards one side versus the next. And unfortunately, sometimes when those cases happens, if it's a sexual, issue behind the scenes, well, that person is now leaning towards that because they're gaining something from it, right? So then it becomes a personal matter. As a matter of fact, there was a story recently about a judge that did this. It was a black judge somewhere in the states, and the lady comes up. She's a defendant. He starts liking her. He doesn't recuse himself from the case, which is he should have taken himself off the case because he liked the individual. But he stayed on. Well, fast forward, they found out about it, and I want to say he got brought up on some charges about that, so he had a major deposition as it relates to this. So anyway, I just think only certain people could have a responsibility to that, yeah, and have an unfair influence and an unfair advantage when it comes to a relationship, right? Where you can legitimately sway somebody left or right, especially if you're not communicating the truth to the other party, right? And you start to manipulate. But a friend, and again, I don't know because from what we got from the story, they didn't say she went on there specifically saying shit. It sounds like that nigga was just really, he just didn't want to be there to me. That's what it sounded like to me. And he probably got geeked up on the whole social media shit because dudes can be hoes too. So
I
he
mean,
probably
there was another man. There was a man in North Carolina some years ago. He was a senator, and he was the senator in North Carolina or something like that. And he sued. He was the plaintiff, and he sued his ex-wife's. What do you call it when it's a guy? It's not a mistress. It's something else. But anyway, the guy is the one who cheated. And he left him. He put him over there. You about to go?
You got the discount tire card?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the gas.
The other one's on my table.
Okay. Yeah. So he was. What was I gonna say? He was. Oh, the senator. The senator was suing the guy. The guy who cheated on the wife. It was men fighting instead of women. Is my point.
Hold on. So who was married? The senator was married to the female.
The senator was married to the female, the wife, and the wife
she cheated with a guy. He then sues the guy.
Yes.
So what was the role or the position that the guy held though? Was he like a trainer? Because Tom Brady. Tom Brady's wife went with her trainer.
Tom Brady's wife. Oh, Tom Brady's wife cheated on Tom Brady with.
I'm not saying all that. I'm not saying she cheated because
she ended up with him.
But she ended up with her personal some instructor she had.
Okay, I think it was a joke or some shit.
Who was around the family for an extended period of time, had access, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
So then you see some of those cases like that. But even then, do we know it happens? Yeah, but can I really? So let me ask you this. Right here's the question: as a woman, can men really seduce a woman legitimately? Now,
seduce a woman.
Can a man legitimately seduce a woman?
Yes. Yes. Let's look up the definition of seduce. I don't know why they can't. Why would they not be able to?
Well, I'm just asking the question. I'm just asking. You're a woman,
yes.
so
I'm
just
yes,
asking
because I used to go to strip clubs, so of course a man can seduce a woman. Let's look up the definition.
Yeah.
Let's just go by the entice. That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
Entice into sexual activity. He had tried to seduce 3 other younger women. Okay, this is just an example. But entice.
Right.
Second definition is attract to a belief or into a course of action that is inadvisable or foolhardy. I can't see.
Hmm.
Yeah. So anyway, so yeah, they
So
can.
you would say that a man has the ability to now take another woman away from another man. And see, I think that's where
Why not?
I think that's where I'm challenged with that
Maybe
idea.
okay. Because
I'm
you're
challenged with that.
because I think because what it's in your mind, what you're doing is, which is I do it too, and I think a lot of people think because my husband said the same thing. He was like, "That's some bullshit ass law, man." He's like, "That is some shit. Who can't nobody force nobody to do nothing." Blah blah
And
blah.
and that's kind of what I'm thinking because to a degree, right, you have to be willing and open to the shit. Period.
Uh huh.
Right? So then is it realistically is it the other individual or is it really just that you wanted to fuck somebody else or you wanted to have your emotions. Here's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Men's area of opportunity is ego stroking, right? We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
So can a woman stroke a man's ego? Absolutely, if he allows her to. If he puts himself in position to where he's open to a woman stroking his ego, absolutely she can. Anything can do that, right? Uh, uh, Power can do that. Acquisitions can do that. Athletic exploits can do that, right? Anything can be put in that position if you are open to it. I think that's where my question comes in at with that because if you are not open to that,
Then you can't be seduced. What you saying?
yeah, because it's like there's no avenue to exploit. Now I will tell y'all this though. Then this is something that this is for the ladies, and I want to let you guys know, men can be very cunning when it comes to this. So in my dealings with men, right, we have like candid conversations. And I had a guy tell me one time. He said, man, he said I always attract married women. I said, man, I don't know what it is. He said, married women always find me attractive.
Mm-hmm.
And in every scenario that he was engaged in when it was a married woman, it was always some type of toxicity, some type of dramatic bullshit that takes place as it relates to that. But he
Mm-hmm.
still, nevertheless, indicated that that was an area for him. But here's what I knew, and here's what we kind of boiled it down to was the statement that was made. He said, well, with married women, they're easier. This is how it got boiled down. The reason why it boiled down to there for him was he said because a single woman, you're now competing with her with everything in her life, right? You're competing with anything that she has going on, every idea, every thought process as it relates to who a man is, what a man should be, what expectations she has, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. He said the difference though is that when he was dealing with married women, they're already frustrated with this nigga right here,
Mm-hmm.
so everything he does is pissing her off at this point. So you look like the knight in shining armor. And it's easier to present like that, even though you may not actually be.
I
And I'm
mean,
not saying that the
a
guy,
married woman is easier because you don't have to, it's no work involved. She's got
well,
a
again,
problem. It's real simple. She has a problem. You're low hanging fruit. She's low hanging fruit, whatever. And
hmm
it's like, I mean, it's just easy. I mean, because
okay,
she don't want nothing. I mean, other than sex or something like that. Like she's not looking to be with you for real. You ain't got to put no real work in.
it says attention,
Yeah.
attention,
There's a lot
right?
of
Because
people, even when it comes down to the flirting and all of that. Women like attention, or they want to feel beautiful, or they're bored in their relationship, and this person's new, you
Aisha Curry.
know, and you want to feel pretty, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I guess.
Okay. So, but this is why I say I don't necessarily, I don't necessarily believe that that you can, unless the person is open to the opportunity.
Hmm.
Unless you open that door,
Yeah, I
because
hear
if that
you.
door is not open, it doesn't matter who the fuck you are, what the fuck you do, what you say. It's like, and nine chances out of ten, if people start presenting themselves in that light, you're going to sense it, and nine chances out of ten, you will be inclined to start separating yourself from that person or that individual, that entity having that level of access. So again, I'm sure social media, granted they went crazy. I'm not necessarily as excited about the verdict on that,
Yeah,
because
you
I
don't
think
have
what we're doing
to.
is we're still giving power away, and we're suggesting that other people have say that don't really have say. I think when it comes to a self accountability piece, the true onus is actually on me. Your friend can't seduce me into doing anything unless I wanted it to take place. I don't give a fuck how pretty she is. It don't matter who she is, what she got, how many followers she go with. Who cares? It does. None of that really matters if I'm not interested. That's like sales. Do you know one of the most effective sales? Here's a bottom line for sales. And anybody in the chat, if you guys are listening, if you're in sales, you know, give me some info on this one, because here's what I was taught about sales. Sales is the baseline is selling the dream. It's selling you your own dream. It's not my dream. I went to a sales presentation and got a vacation recently, right? I did a timeshare. And in the timeshare, the guy's going through the whole spiel. And I'm like, I said, man, let me cut to the quick with you. I'm not interested. I'm not going to buy this timeshare. I said, there's nothing you can give me to make me want to do this. And he said, well, well, what about this and what about that? And don't you want to go? And here's the key words. Don't you want to go on vacation? Don't you want to? And if you had something like this, wouldn't you want to use something like this? We get down to the table and he's saying, well, for most people, it's always a money thing. So what if we can make it affordable to you so that you can now have access to all of this? You're trying to sell me my own dream,
Hmm.
the baseline of sales. So here's the thing about the area of opportunities that we have as people. And this is the thing that whether you believe in Satan, you believe in the adversary, you believe in higher, lower natures, whatever you believe in as it relates to that. Let me explain. Let me just say this one piece on that is this: you can only be exploited where you have a chink or a kink in your own armor. In other words, you can only be offered something that you have a desire for. I could give you scriptural reference for this. I've seen it play itself out in my own personal experience, and generally speaking, just across the human experience as a whole. That is the only way to gain access to you. No different than we see politics. What do? They speak to whatever is your fear. They feed that, and that's how they get your attention. And so I think when it comes to cases like this, I think it's a terrible precedent. But more importantly, I think it's also giving people, and granted, we know most states got rid of it, but it gives people an out for truly owning your accountability for your decisions that you make, when and why and where you do whatever it is that you do.
Right. Now, was there something that you wanted to show? I gotta make a call real quick. But I found this too. I wouldn't have cheated if I knew this. I watched some of this dude. This is his own personal experience. I watched some of this video, and he was the cheater. And he talks about, for those who have never cheated, you know, blah, 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 which I've never cheated. So, you know, it's easy to say or have an opinion about something, especially when you've never been through it, never been cheated on or never cheated, you know, but it could happen to anybody, right?
Yeah. So run it.
And I think it's very interesting because I don't, you know, cheating is a lot of work, but it's like, I feel like men, and I don't know if that's just because I'm a woman, but it seems
go ahead. Go ahead, say it.
It seems like men are more willing to cheat.
Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here.
Experience some form of cheating, and that's just what is reported. And the more I study relationships as a whole, I can see now which relationships are more at risk for cheating. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And if I'm being perfectly honest, I don't really expect this video to do very well, because it's really hard to convince people who haven't cheated to watch a video about how to protect it, right? Because in their mind, they're thinking, that'll never happen. I don't need to worry about that. That was at least my mindset, and yet I was the one that needed to watch this the most. And for those of you who don't already know, I tragically cheated on my wife earlier in our marriage, and it's something I will always regret. It will always be a part of my story, and I will feel the consequences of that decision in some way for the rest of my life. But I refuse to let my past define my future, and I've worked very hard for years and years to do everything I can to learn how to heal this marriage, heal myself, and rebuild trust and create an environment of validation and safety where my wife can also heal from my selfish actions. And there's a lot of people out there that say, why would I ever take relationship advice from a cheater? And if that's you, no problem. Totally understand. For me, I'm not going to stop talking about everything I've learned, not when it comes to just preventing cheating, but also growing and strengthening our bond together through honesty and vulnerability and intimacy. So why should anyone listen to me, right? Because I know firsthand what the warning signs are individually and relationally. I know what relationships are already set up to fail, and I'm simply doing everything I can to help people catch all this stuff early to avoid those problems. And last disclaimer, I'm going to talk a lot about how important it is to have a fulfilling relationship together, that your relationship is like a third entity between both of you, and you need to be intentionally protecting it and prioritizing it. But if your partner does end up cheating, don't let anyone ever tell you it was 50% your fault. It was 0% your fault, because nobody causes anyone else to cheat. Now, I understand full well how damaging a disconnected relationship can feel. I understand that in so many cases, one person might have been begging for intimacy and affection and closeness from their partner, and they were pushed away. I understand the effort that you might have been putting in way before the cheating even happened that wasn't being reciprocated. And I'm going to have some tough love for that partner in just a little bit. But that doesn't change the fact that cheating is still 100% the betrayer's decision. At the end of the day, we could have broken up with them or divorced them and then slept with whoever we wanted. But we didn't choose that option, and we need to own that. All right, so how do we prevent cheating in relationships? Because I'm a firm believer that most people don't set out to cheat. I certainly didn't. I had never done it before. Most people don't plan on cheating on their partner. So then why does it happen so frequently? Is it just because they're selfish a-holes who only care about themselves? I don't think that's what the research suggests. Now, I'm not saying cheating isn't extremely self-centered and immature, because it absolutely is. I'm definitely not saying cheaters deserve your grace or a second chance. I'm simply trying to answer the question, why does it happen so we can prevent it? First, individually, you need to be someone who has a good moral compass. You need to have integrity. That means doing the right thing even when no one's looking. You need to have a direction for how you want to show up in your relationships. If you're in a committed relationship with someone, and especially if you're married, that means protecting your bond together. Commitment isn't just a word. It doesn't mean simply...
Okay, now, was there something I saw this part. Was there something he said that you found interesting? Hey, Susan.
Yeah, there's quite a few things I found interesting, but not to take away from him kind of getting started, because he's just trying to set a foundation and provide a context for what it is that he's going into. He speaks from basically both sides of the of the coin, if you will.
This video just started, Susan.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I have to hear more to see kind of where is he going.
Okay, let's speed it up. This one isn't too long. It's like 15 minutes, but let's see. Let me see where he's going. Okay.
Staying together. Anyone can stay together. You need to be committed to more. Commitment is a mindset. It means your perspective matters to me. Your pain matters to me. We're equals. We respect each other, right? We learn how each other feels prioritized and valued most, and we serve each other in love mutually. We're a team. You protect and prioritize the things that are important to you, right? So how many of us are protecting our relationship? Protecting your relationship means paying attention to the positions you're putting yourself in with other people. You shouldn't be flirting. You shouldn't be fantasizing.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Come on, what?
Come on.
You shouldn't be flirting. That's a part of the doorways that are open. So let's rock. I'm listening. Let's get it.
Okay. All right. Let's see this. Let's go. Because some people don't. I don't know. Some people, I feel like that's very dangerous, and motherfuckers flirt because it feels good and it makes you feel validated. You feel me? Yeah. And again, like you said, it opens the door, and I don't like it. Not when you're married. And I think sometimes though. I
don't like it.
It happens. I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Now, I feel like sometimes, because this is the thing. Okay. Some people prey on people that are married. That's number one. Number two, some people, you really don't intend to do anything with this person. But
who do you think prays the most, men or women on married partners?
Probably women, because I think for they're looking for a man to take care of them, or they don't, because it's being the mistress or the side piece. Again, the same theory for me is easy. It's like, that's why I kind of like that law with the alienation of affection. It's like the get back at the side piece. You know what I'm saying? It's like the ultimate get back. Instead of shooting the bitch or making her lose her job or slicing the bitch, just sue her. And then,
Okay.
and get it out that way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So, okay. I'm tracking. I'm with you.
Anyway, that's the cheating. I mean, the flirting thing. It's like, ooh, that's dangerous. And that's why men be like, they don't want their women going to the strip club. Bitches is famous for going to strip clubs or clubs, period. And say, oh, it's no big deal. Oh, it's just my girlfriend's party. Now, my husband wouldn't stop me from doing nothing like that because I'm not interested. Even when I was single and I went to strip clubs when I was much, 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 much younger, I didn't even want a nigga touching me. Don't come over now. You look good from over there. And the music is good and the drinks is popping. And I'm like, hey, look. Oh, come on, yeah. As soon as your ass starts coming my way, nigga, you bet not. Don't you cup.
You talking about at a male strip club?
Yes, at a male. I've gone to a female strip club. Now, the female strip club, they're entertaining because those bitches is really, the men look good and everything, but bitches be like, really, I'd be like, oh, how she do that? But not like sexually, you know what I'm saying? But for me, a male, it's like, don't come over here with all that.
With all what?
With all that grinding and sweating and shit. Go on now. You too close.
Wait, do you tell him you cut that out?
You cut that out. I don't have no change. Okay, let me let it be.
Fantasizing about someone else. You shouldn't be drinking on that business trip when you know you have a tendency to drink too much.
You know you an alcoholic. You cut that out.
What you say? And you know you get loose.
And you know you got
You know it.
You know it.
Be watching those videos online and especially not chatting with someone else online. You shouldn't be doing those drugs that alter your mental state. You shouldn't be going out of your way to be alone with someone of the opposite sex when your partner doesn't know about it. You shouldn't be seeking that other person's attention. And you shouldn't be confiding in someone that you're attracted to.
You shouldn't be confiding in someone you're attracted to.
No, it's the seeking. It's the seeking of attention from others. Everything he's talking about, and he started off with saying you have to have a good moral compass, right? But outside of the moral compass piece, right? Here's what I would say is the most important factor in all of that is know thyself. You have to know where are your areas of opportunity. If you know that you like X, Y, and Z, and X, Y, and Z typically gets your attention, then you don't put yourself in those types of positions. Period.
Right.
And then that's all it really, that's the baseline of it.
You know you think the nigga smell good and he look good and you like his white tee. You can't go to lunch with him. You can only go to lunch with niggas that have crooked teeth, that stink, and you're not physically attracted to. And they 5'2" and 500 pounds. Now, there you could go to lunch with them. You can go to lunch with a fat, slow, short, stinky, broke nigga with crooked.
Listen, fat people need love too. Don't shame them.
No fat shame. No fat shame. Listen.
Don't shame the fat 5'2" nigga.
He could be bony. I don't care what it is, as long as you're not attracted to him. That's the whole thing.
There you go. Okay. Just don't be attracted to the nigga.
I could have said
But hold on, but here's the funny thing though. Women's attractions can fluctuate. What you find attractive. So for instance, some women are physically attracted to people, right? Because there's these different dynamics and that's their primary area. But then there's also those areas where it's more intellectual, it's more emotional, right?
Okay.
Because a person who's emotionally aware, you now open the door to the things that create attraction for you, the things that really register for you, right? When you're singular in approach, then it's just going to be the one thing, right? And that's just all there is to it. And I think there's nothing wrong with that. But I also think that as people grow, as you mature, what you find is that does change as time goes on because you realize you're getting more aware of who you are and what gets your motor running. So you have to extend that list though, because it's not just the physicality piece.
Oh yeah, fact.
So how do you deal with? Well, I love her intellect, or I love his intellect. I really enjoy his conversation. I feel seen when I talk to him.
Okay,
versus
I've been in this situation.
Come on now, see now the rubber gonna meet the road though.
Now. Okay.
The rubber is rubbering. Let's go.
So this is it. So you have to be careful because, the whole intellectual piece, I've had situations where I'm not physically attracted to a person, right? But they're funny and we talk and we laugh. And I wish she was a female because it wouldn't be a big deal. You know what I'm saying? But the fact that you a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Damn, I'm going to have to cut this off. You know what I'm saying? Or this isn't cool. Because you can feel when something's not cool. When it's like, But then what do you do?
There we go.
Do you let the person know that the person that you're the spouse person, the friend? Do you let them know, hey, why you got to cut it off, or do you just ghost them?
Honestly, I think you could. I think that would be the wisest approach.
I don't want to tell you that I'm attracted.
Yeah.
To
well, hold on, and let me tell you why. I would say that you do for two reasons. One is because it's about you, right? And if you, let's say you live by a creed of just being transparent and honest about your feelings, you're transparent and honest about who you are, what it is that you do, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So you're going to be inclined potentially to tell that individual. I think that's wise to do, because here's what that will tell you. If said individual now takes this information and begins to turn the heat up, oh, that's a telltale. Because what you've just done is you've cut the grass.
Mm-hmm.
What you've just done is cut the grass. When it's a lot of obscurity and it's a lot of I don't know, well, the grass is tall. And what happens in living in the South or anywhere you guys know, when grass is tall, you can't see what the fuck is moving around out there.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't really know what's beneath that. I used to landscape. You run into snakes, you run into metal fucking pipes in the grass, all kinds of shit, right? When the grass is high. When the grass is low, I can see that there's a pipe over there. Let me go ahead and move that out the way. I can see that there's a kid's toy right there. I'm not going to drive over the kid's toy. But when the grass is high, you don't always know. And so what you're doing in this type of scenario is you're cutting the grass low. Because what you're actually bringing things to a space to where nothing can fucking hide. That area of obscurity shit, well, that's the shit where a lot of this stuff is founded at. Because what it does is it hides and masquerades. And then before long, you walk up on it, right? So in that case, you like her, not just her perfume for a guy, but, you like the way she speaks to you, right? And you know that you're married. And saying, I want to really honor this marriage, and I don't want to, I do feel something towards this individual. And when it gets to that point. And so then I think having that conversation with her, hey, listen, I can't continue to have these type of conversations or even hang out with you at lunchtime. It's not because of you, it's really because of me, right? Now, are you now also letting them know clearly that you're attracted to them? Absolutely, you are.
Right, that's what.
But what you're speaking to is their character at that point, because then they have the opportunity to say, "Oh, okay, I get it. Let me fall back. I'm going to separate myself as well." And now at least I understand. I'll give you a personal story that applies to that for me. I've had women specifically tell me, I can't spend a lot of time around you because of this, that, and the third. And in those cases, I was oblivious anyway. I didn't really know I didn't know.
I think that happened with men. A lot of men are oblivious.
Not because not all the time, but in those cases I didn't really know, but I did enjoy conversation and just talking and woo. Well, what she said when she made that statement to me, it registered. So then it gives me the opportunity to do this. Rather than, again, I'm unaware of what's taking place, and then I'm saying, hey, listen, let's go out here to lunch, or oh man, I found this over here. Let's go see this or do that. All that shit is null and void, right?
Yeah.
Because I understand now.
Yeah.
I understand where you're at, and what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to play with that notion for you. Mm-hmm. So again, I think it's valuable because you can speak to an individual's character. Will everybody acknowledge that? No, but here's what that tells you.
Yeah.
Here's what that tells you. It tells you who the fuck you dealing with.
Yeah, but I don't really give a fuck who I'm dealing with because I don't need to deal with you.
You do. No, that's what I'm saying. So then at that point, it's a matter of a choice to say, you know what? I no longer am going to engage with him, and I don't even feel guilty because I ghosted these niggas or I ghosted her or having a friendship.
I wouldn't ghost. What I would do, I wouldn't ghost. What I would do.
So you're gonna keep the pot simmering in the background?
No, fuck a pot. No.
No, that's what you're doing.
No, not. What I'm
if you know the nigga's character is flawed,
I don't know.
And the nigga said, "Oh look, hey, you remember? Hold on, watch this. You still with that nigga?
Right.
Y'all still together?
Yeah,
you already know, what it is. So then there is no, the nigga was, I might used to play games with the nigga. We could get on here and we can do the Fortnite together and we could politic, wooty wooty woo. But when I know what your thing is, right? I think that's wisdom. Is now I know, so now I can go ahead and put you to the side and not feel guilty because this was a friendship that I actually enjoyed. And I think that's the part that plays for a lot of people, is because when you operate in obscurity, they don't know what you feel. You feel the guilt because you pull back. And so then when they reach out and be like, hey, so what's going on? Why'd you pull back? Now here's what you're doing. You're creating some storyline. You're making up some fucking storyline. And then what happens down as you go, this is what happens. You start to feel some kind of way about the storyline that you're creating.
More guilty admitting that I'm attracted to another man. I'd feel more guilty admitting that. Just period. Even though if my husband doesn't know about it, I wouldn't even. Not to say anything's happened, but just the fact that I've been going to lunch with this person. It started off, innocent, and then I started liking the nigga for real. To the point where I gotta pull back. Like, I don't even want to say that shit out loud to nobody. Listen, this is what I would do. Because I don't really give a fuck about you. You're not somebody that matters really, ultimately, right? You're just somebody that I'm attracted to, or you said something. It's a moment. It's just a moment. So what I would do, I wouldn't ghost the person because I don't like ghosting. I don't like the idea of ghosting. I really don't. But what I would just say is, I would just be like, man, I can't be going to lunch on, and hanging out with somebody without my husband around. I don't think that's cool. I don't just put it like that, period. Just the act of doing it, period. It don't have nothing to do with me being attracted to you or feeling some kind of way. You don't need to know all of that. Bottom line is, if you ain't flirted with me and did something, either way, I don't think it matters. I just think it's best to just say it's not cool. I'm married. I don't think it's cool for me to be going out. I came to this revelation. It's not cool.
And again, my husband around. That is fair to say as well. What and so don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying that there's only one way to handle this. What I am saying, you asked the question is, well, should I say anything? I think it is a way to actually live in a space to where, yes, saying something will be great. Because again, I think there's value in knowing what is around you, period, no matter what. A friend of mine sent me a picture recently, and it was you heard about the Walmart shit where they had these Nazi shirts at Walmart?
No, this is recent.
It's recent. Oh, wow. So they had this 2 image things embossed, and they had the Nazi symbol on top, right, and then they had a fist, like a black fist underneath, right?
Okay.
And what the caption on the shirt was, "Paper beats rock." Right now, mind you, rock, paper, scissors, right? Paper does, but the symbol in the way the hands were put together, it was like the Nazi symbol, and the way the rock was, it was like the black fist, the black power fist, right? Now.
Subliminal shit.
Subliminal, right? So he sends me this picture and he's like, man, this is some bullshit. And I said, well, I honestly love it. And he was like, what the fuck could you love about this? And I explained to him similar to what I'm talking to you about in this one. When you know what the fuck is around you, it is valuable. The one benefit that I think for me that Trump has done is he's caused people to now show their true colors. And I don't have to use divine insight to understand who you are. I don't have to use these my ability to have discernment. I don't have to use that because you're telling me clearly who you are. And what did Maya Angelou say back in the day? When people show you who they are, believe them the first time. Right? So now you're telling me who you are, and that's fine. That's okay. I'm glad you want you. I don't give a fuck if the KKK was walking around with the hoods on.
Right.
Say less.
Right.
That's where you're at. All right, cool, great.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm glad you have played your spades too soon. You play too soon. You know, and as a spades player, dominoes player, especially spades.
Please. Oh my God. Go ahead.
You know, especially with spades, right? You can't tip your hand too soon because then you're now advertising exactly what it is that you can do or what you no longer can do, and you can legitimately have a book or a hand that should have won, but you can lose because people now play against that. So my thing is I think it's valuable to know. I think it's very valuable. I am a big advocate for it, but it still requires a level of responsibility on all parties involved. Especially as you, it goes back to my original statement, which this statement is still foundational to anything. You have to know thyself. You've got to know the areas in which you can be exploited. And then from there, when you start to understand who you are, how you relate to these situations, what you're attracted to, what you aren't attracted to. Man, I'm really feeling this motherfucker over here. Blah, 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 blah. And you're not lying to yourself the whole entire time, right? You're honest about what your feelings are to you. But first, before externalizing anything, you've internalized it. I'm honest about what I feel. And I'm okay with how I feel. And then from there, then you can start to create, I believe, I would say that you start to create a space in which that movement is no longer frictional. That movement becomes seamless. And you can get in and out of whatever it is you need to go to. We are human. You would be fucking ridiculous to believe that the person that you are with is always going to feel the exact same way about you as they said that they felt about you today. It's going to feel that they're going to always feel exactly that. I don't believe that. I believe we're human, so we're going to feel things. That doesn't mean that when I said I got you, that doesn't mean that I don't mean that I got you. As evidenced by I'm going to own me in this process. And again, that's just my belief about how these things happen and what are some things that you could do to actually safeguard or protect yourself. So I get what he said. I appreciate what his approach, but again, it just comes back to me, and I think that's the key.
Well, that's the key to what? Life. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. So all right, well, Jason, let me say something. I'm sleepy. I want to play Fortnite before bed. But okay, so alienation of affection. We talked about that. You think it's some bullshit. I do too, Loki. It's like, come on. We need to be utilizing our resources in other ways. Like, stop. Just the motherfucker's gone. Okay. If my husband cheats on me with somebody, just don't change the PIN number on your cards. Don't make no changes on the accounts. Leave everything the way it is. Gone. No, I'm just kidding. No. If somebody cheats, I don't see myself. I do not see myself suing her. I just don't. I'd rather find a way to hurt you without going to jail.
Oh, Lord.
I'm not kidding. I'd rather hurt
I believe you.
I'd rather hurt you in another way rather than jail. I mean, rather than court. Because court's wishy-washy. I can't guarantee the outcome. Now, the other thing is, we know that you said you don't
But
care.
this,
I mean, what? You said you don't
so,
agree with it's bullshit. I agree with you.
no, I think it's just the precedent that it sets to allow people to escape responsibility.
Yeah, I
I think that's my thing. It's
yeah.
like, hey, look, they chose what they chose, good, bad, or indifferent. I can't really control that. Um, I would hope that you choose me though. And I would hope that we continue to choose each other as we go. Here's an interesting note. You know how when the Bible talks about love, you know what's interesting about love?
What?
It's always referred to as a choice.
Oh.
It is an active choice to do that. It's not simply or purely emotional. Because emotional would suggest, because we know no different than temperatures. The temperature is never the same every day. Doesn't matter where you go. I live in Vegas. Nigga, it's cold days, it's hot days out here. Some days it's hot as fuck. Other days it's just mild. The reality is that no different. Our emotions can fluctuate based on a variety of factors, internal and external factors, right? So if I base it solely on that, then I'm always going to be like a dog chasing my own tail.
Mm-hmm.
The reality is there's a choice. I choose to love you. I choose to self-sacrifice. I choose to put you first. I choose to
That's
validate your
I
expressions.
like
I
that.
choose that.
Yes, choose me.
I choose. So we want
like
to. So
that.
the goal of it is, I would hope that you choose me like I
Willingly.
choose you. I choose you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the hope,
You're not
and that's the
choosing
goal.
me to save your life.
Mm-mm.
You're
No.
not choosing me because you know if you don't, something could happen to you. Okay, we gotta go. We're just getting too serious. All right. Oh God.
I
Okay,
love it.
Jason, I love you.
Love you too.
Now we'll be here next Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll be here next
I'll be
week.
in the office next week, but we'll be here next Wednesday, and we'll have another topic. We never know what the topic's gonna be, but whatever it is, it's a topic that's gonna elevate people. Well, we're not sure if it's gonna elevate people. That our goal is to just.
You should have just left it right there.
Okay, I'm talking too much. Okay, we love y'all.
We
Just
love y'all.
tell them bye.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Appreciate you. Thanks for sliding. Lakers in 5.
It is football. I mean basketball right now, ain't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah. Lakers is crushing too.
Are they? They doing good?
Crushing. Yeah,
what?
they doing great.
That is awesome. Too bad the Raiders aren't. We love you too,
First
Susan.
of all.
Susan fell asleep. We love you, Susan.
Yeah, I love you, Susan. Man, thank y'all for sliding. Everybody, even those who were in the bushes, man. Thank y'all. We really, really do appreciate y'all for coming through. We would love to hear from you. Man, send us lines if you could say something in the chat, because all of that kind of stuff just adds to the environment. We can really get some great conversations going based on the things that we have. So please feel free. Always welcome.
We love y'all.